patience is work. It's not just sitting there going, all right, I'll be patient. I'll just sit here and do nothing. It's not how it works. Patience actually takes a bunch of work. You start with your prayer life. How are you praying this thing that you're being patient over to God? You got to work your prayers. Prayers take work. Let me say it again. Prayers take work. You start in a state of awe. God, you're still bigger than me. I look at the mountains, I look at nature, I see the seas. Whatever my situation is, I thought I was the center of the universe, but I just realized, no, you're still bigger than me. That's how you have to start a prayer. You start with this prayer of awe. You move to confession. God, I have messed up. I got to put these things before you, and you give that over to God. I always talk about the Minecraft enemy, the creeper, right? Because the creeper, that's what most sins are. They're these creeper sins. They're ridiculously easy to spot, but yet, like the game Minecraft, they slowly get closer and closer to you without you realizing, and then they blow you up. That's pride, greed, lust, gluttony, sloth, wrath, envy. This is what the Bible says is going to always be creeping into your life. You almost have to pray daily, imagine that, to get these things to stop creeping in on a daily basis. Now that takes work. Prayer is work. You have to work through your plans. You don't just sit back. God gave you a brain. Do the work. What's the next step God has told you to do? You got to work that through. You got to continue with thankfulness. Every season, there's something you can learn from it. You have to find the joy, find the praise, find the purpose for every season. Whether great or bad, there's a season. Last week, we talked about how some of the greatest leaders in our history had this broken moment, some challenge that they went through, something that just destroyed them, but they overcame it, learned from it, and it gave them this compassion to be able to lead and do something that no one else could do. So in the brokenness, they grew from that season of life to be able to do what was next. It was like they were in a weight room preparing for the hero moment to come. Happens all the time. You have to work your petitions. Yes, he says, ask for things. When my kids ask me for things, I'm okay with it. I actually like it. I want them to want things, and I want to give them every desire of their heart. I don't. Catch this. I don't give them everything they ask for, but I do like that they ask, and I really try and do it. I know what's best, and so I try and move them towards what's best, but I also try and give them all the desires of their heart. So does God. We have to use intercession prayer. That's work. Intercession prayer is when you get down in that prayer and say, I'm not moving until God answers. And that might take a long time, longer than a rainbow will. Sometimes we have to stop and listen. That takes work. It takes work to stop and listen. You may have to cut something out of your life. That takes work. You may have to work harder at another thing to do double time so that you can cut more time in for prayer. That takes work. Prayer is work. Patience is work. Are you willing to work for that patience?